Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Input Marketing Management. So students, in last lecture we gone through the meaning of demand and supply. So in this session we going to discuss about demand and supply of the seeds. So in last session you already gone through meaning of demand and supply, and we also learned some major terminologies regarding demand and supply. So in today's session we going to discuss about the demand, supply and some other parameters regarding the seed. So now from this session onwards we going to discuss on one by one input, and we will going through all the required things which we have to cover about that input. So in seed we going to cover what is mean by seed, then demand, supply of seed, consumption of seed, then marketing of seed. Even we'll going to discuss some acts, rules and regulations regarding the seed supply. So today we'll start with the seed. So seed is a very important input for any farmer. So without the seed, if farmer have a good quality seed, then he will get a good benefit. If he has all the inputs, he have all the inputs just like water availability at a time, then he also have agrochemicals, all the fertilizers, all good management, but he don't have the good quality seed, then other resources becomes unuseful. So while doing a farming, the seed plays a very crucial role in the farming activity. So seed is a very important input for the farmer. So how farmer get a seed? So for getting a seed, farmer has three options. The first one, either he retain a seed from his previous year crop production. Normally it was happen for our ancestor time. Our farmer, our ancestor, they retain a seed and the next year they use them, or they retain a crop, retain a grains, and next year they use it as a seed. That is the one option, that seed retained from previous year crops. Then second option, if he hadn't grown that crop in last year, then he borrow that seed from his fellow farmers or grain traders. So that was the second option we had with our ancestors. Or even today are some farmers or small scale farmers, they retain a seed for their next year seed use, as a use of a seed. Even if he don't have that seed, then he can take it from his fellow farmer or some grain traders. And the last option, which is very growing and emerging in current scenario, that is the seed purchase from seed industry. So these are the three options. First one is retain seed from previous year crop production. The second one, taken a seed from fellow farmers or grain traders, and third one is the seed which farmer purchase from the seed industry. So that is about the seed. Now we're going to discuss about the Seed Act 1966. So Act of a Seed, it was passed in the year 1966. So this act was passed for the following provisions. So main provisions of Seed Act was to regulation of quality. So the concerned supervisors or concerned department, they are the how to check a regular quality of a seed. They have to check a seed provided by different suppliers. Even there are the seed quality supervisors. They visit a different agro service centers at any time. They collect the samples of a seed and they can test it in a lab. So that is the provisions made under the Seed Act 1966. So they have to check in a lab and they have to regulate the quality. If that seed is not of a proper quality, then that service center or that seed distributor have to face a problem or have to face the action whatever will be taken according to the Act 1966. Then system of certification and seed certification agency. So that is the another provisions. So system of certification. So giving a certification for a seed producer to check his quality, his production plots, even giving a certification for selling, all those comes under this act. Then notification of varieties. The another important provision, that notification of varieties. If there is a new variety comes in the market, so according to this act, that variety should be communicated with every farmers. So the extension of that services should be given to the farmers, so that farmers should come to know that there is a release of this variety and some are the benefits of this variety. Then another provision, that is the establishment of Central Seed Committee and Central Seed Certification Board. So establishment of Central Seed Committee and certification of Central Seed Board comes under the Seed Act 1966. Then Central Seed Laboratory. So according to this act, there should be the establishment of Central Seed Laboratory at the central level as well, central level and state level. So this seed laboratory will work for checking a quality, even checking a germination, even their life of that seed, how many years we can use them. So all this comes under the testing parameters, and that is a work of a Central Seed Laboratory. Then set standards of seed germination. So another provision of this act is to set a standards for seed germination. So they have to set a standards, what are the basic standards, and if that new variety or new seeds they fulfill that standards, then that seed will be approved for a selling purpose, otherwise it will be rejected. Then provisions for regulation of sale of seeds of notified kinds of varieties. So regulation for sale is also comes under the provision of Seed Act. Then appointment of seed analysis and seed inspector. As I told, the seed inspector visit the seller's place and he can take a sample at any time and he can test that sample in a lab. Then restriction on export and import of seed of notified kinds or varieties. So Seed Act make a provisions for export and import of seeds. They can allow, or they have some notification which types of seed they can sell or they can export, and which of the seeds they cannot export to another country. So these provisions comes under the Seed Act 1966. So those are quality, certification, varieties, then establishment of different boards at central level, then central establishment of laboratories, then setting a standards for germination, even regulation for sales of that seed, then appointment of seed inspector and seed analyst, and restrictions, protection or free trade regarding the export and import. So these are the some provisions which are made under the Seed Act. The another important point, that is the National Seed Project. So National Seed Project, which is plays very important role in a seed industry. So this project was regarding, or it started with the following objective. So the first objective of National Seed Project was production of breeder seed. The first objective of that project was to production of breeder seed. So what is meant by breeder seed, certified seed, foundation seed, we'll discuss later on. Then training facilities, so providing a training for seed producer, for farmers, those also the objective of a National Seed Project. Then to help the state seed corporation. So national seed, it is a work at a national level. So under its provision, they keep a control on a state seed corporation, and they help to the state seed corporation for its various work activity. Then development of farms for seed production. So National Seed Projects also work for developing different farms. That farms can be used for the seed production purpose. Then seed stores. So it also work for a storage of a seeds, how to maintain the storage, how to construct the storage structure, then how to keep that stock for a safe for a required period. Then buffer stock. Buffer stock means procuring a stock for a emergency purpose. So that is a buffer stock which is stored the extra amount of grains or seeds, and it can be used when it is required. Then another objective of National Seed Project was to help certification agencies. So it helps to certification agencies for checking a quality, for checking a germination, and also allowing a farmer for a production, and testing a laboratories. Even seed processing plant. So another objective was to set up a different processing plant for a seed production and seed processing, and testing laboratories. So those are the objectives of National Seed Project. This project was work for overall seed, and it was started in 1976. So student, please remember, the National Seed Project was started in 1976. Then the National Seed Project 1976 gone through the three phases. The phase 1, that is National Seed Project 1, which was during October 1976 to December 1984, and it was implemented in the 4 states that were Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Punjab and Haryana. So these were the states who first phase conducted for National Seed Project. The duration was for 1976 and 1984, and it worked in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Punjab and Haryana. Then phase 2, that is from December 1976 to December 1985. In this phase, the state were Bihar, Orissa, Karnataka, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. And the third phase was launched in 1990. So this phase, with collaboration with World Bank in October 1976. So the main objective of this project or this phase was to improve the quality of seeds. The main purpose of this is to get benefited the farmers. So farmers are the points where they have to be benefited. So this was about the National Seed Project. Then National Seed Policy 2002. So this National Seed Policy, which create a positive economic environment for removing the barriers to seed trading. So liberalization investment, then ownership regulations, so that all comes under the National Seed Policy. Then that seed policy is also benefited for a public sector, and it can be benefited for a price. So those were the some objectives of National Seed Policy 2002. There were some priorities area for National Seed Policy 2002. The first priority area was variety development and plant variety production. So this variety development and plant variety production, it was for enhancing the agricultural productivity. So if farmer will get a varietal development, if they are get benefited with the development, as well as their plant gets protected, then their productivity will be obviously increased and it will be benefited more to the farmers. Then another one is timely and adequately availability of seed. So this policy ensures that the seed production should be that much of quantity, and it should be ensures that the seeds will be made available to the farmers at a required time and at a required availability. Suppose there is a student, it is a very important factor. If farmers require a seed in a Kharif season, and if they are not getting that seed in a required time, then there will be no use of that seed. So timely requirement and in a timely or in a adequate quantity is very important factors. And then next one, it is about quality assurance. So if farmers is purchasing a seeds from the seed industry or from any distributors, that ensures the quality, that should give the assurance about the quality. There should be germination, there should be the good production. So that quality assurance is also very important. Then another one is efficient distribution and market system. So there should be development in a proper distribution system. There should be the availability of number of sales point. Even as we discussed in first lecture, the seed is not reaching, or not only seeds, the inputs are not reaching to the farmers who are in long from or who is residing in a remote area. So such farmers, they should get a seed at a time and in adequate quantity. So distribution should be, or the network should be that much of efficient that every farmer locating at any corner of a country, they should get a seed. Then better infrastructure facilities. So there should be the better infrastructure facility. There should be the availability of training for the farmer. Even there should be the provisions for processing centers of a seed. Then another point, that is the biotechnology and genetic engineering. So there should be the increase the use of biotechnology. So as much as the biotechnology should be used in a seed production, for seedling production, and it will help to get a good quality seedlings to the farmers. Then import and export of seeds. If India is lacking of a seed, then they should the import of that seeds from another country. If they having the sufficient production, even excess production of seed, then they should export that seed to the another country. So both way they will be benefited. Then strengthening the monitoring system. So another priority area of seed policy 2002 was strengthening monitoring system. So monitoring or regulation of a seed industry is very important. Then only there should be the quality seeds provide to the farmers. So the strengthening that system is very essential part Then promote of domestic private sector seed industry. So it is another important factor that the domestic private sector should be promoted and it should be benefited for the farmer. Now the seed production systems in India. So in previous one slide we seen the breeder seeds. So normally seeds are of 4 types. There are major 4 types of seed production. The first one is a nucleus seed. So nucleus seeds means the seeds which is genetic pure seed by plant breeder. So genetic pure seed means the pure seed genetically which is pure and which developed by the plant breeder, research and development. Those are the nucleus seeds. Nucleus means we can say the first seeds which are genetically pure, which have the 100% purity, that is the nucleus seed. So these seeds are genetically pure with physical purity, produced under the direct supervision of a plant breeder. So the first type of seed is a nucleus seed, or we can say the genetically pure seeds are the breeder seeds, and which is developed through research and development, and from the which is the plant breeder develop these types of seed. The next one is a breeder seed. So breeder seed is actually the primary stage of a seed production cycle. So breeder seed are the actual primary stage. Nucleus seeds are genetically pure seeds, but the breeder seeds are actual primary seed step of a seed production cycle. We can say the breeder seeds production is done through ICAR research institutions, national research centers and research project of crops. So these seeds are produced by the different research institute. It may be through ICAR research institutions, it may be national research centers or research project of crops. Then it can also be produced through state agriculture universities, even state seed corporations, then non-government organizations, even national seed corporations or state farm SFCI, state farm corporations of India, even state seed corporations or Krishi Vigyan Kendra. So these are the major players who work for a breeder seeds. They do a research and they can produce a breeder seed. Then after breeder seeds, next one is the foundation seeds. So foundation seeds are progeny of breeder seed. So we can say foundation seeds are produced from breeder seeds, and these seeds production is the responsible or entrusted by the National Seed Corporation, then state farm corporations, state seed corporations, State Department of Agriculture and private seed producers. So these are the responsible for the foundation seeds. And the one more thing, this seed should be fulfill the certification standards, and that standard should be fulfilled in laboratory as well as at the farm. So these are the foundation seeds. And then certified seeds. So we can say certified seeds are the progeny of foundation seeds, and these seeds are multiplied by the different selected farmers. So they select farmers, they select blocks, village, even cooperative, and they work on certified seeds. So this all about the types of seed. Nucleus seed, that is genetically pure seeds. Breeder seeds means the nucleus seeds get multiplied by the breeders, and then the breeder seed is for breeder seed, it is developed by the National Seed Corporation, SFSC, or we can say it is a progeny of foundation seeds, progeny of breeder seeds. And certified seeds are the progeny of foundation seeds, and it is multiplied by the different farmers or selected plot. So this about the different production system or types of seed. Then seed production organizations. So in a seed production, as we discussed in a first slide, there were three major sources of seed production. The first one was retaining from previous year crop production. Then second one is taking it from fellow farmers or seed traders, and the third one was to purchase it from the seed production industry. These are the some types of seed production industry which we discussed in the first slide. This is the third type, that is seed production organizations. So again, this third type can be bifurcated as three, that is public sector organizations. So India, there are three types of public sector organization, that is the National Seed Corporation, State Farm Corporation of India, that is SFCI, then State Seed Corporation, that is SSC. So these are the public sector organization. Then private sector organization, that are private companies, and public private partnership, those are PPP model, that is public private partnership. So some shares is of public, some are private. So these are the three major producers who comes under the seed production industry. So the first one is the National Seed Corporation. Those comes under the public sector. So National Seed Corporation, it was established, or it was initiated in the year 7th March 1963. So it was started on 7th March 1963, and it was registered as a public limited company. So it is a public limited company, it works in a public sector. So the main objective of National Seed Corporation was, the first one is to promote the development of seed industry in India. So the first objective was to promote a development of seed industry. So for a development of seed industry, this organization was come to existence, and another objective was to produce and supply the foundation seeds of various crops. So another objective was to produce and supply of foundation seeds of various crops. So as we discussed in last slide, the foundation seeds are produced and supplied by the National Seed Corporation, State Seed Corporation, okay, and the State Farm Corporation of India. So this was the main objective, to develop a seed industry as well as to supply of various foundation seeds. The another one is the provisions under this organization was to production of foundation and certified seeds. Then nearly 600 varieties of 60 crops developed by this. Then 8,000 registered seed growers are work under the National Seed Corporation. Then turnover of National Seed Corporation was 738.75 crore in financial year 1913 to 14. Then National Seed Corporation has 10 regional offices, 5 farms, 73 area offices. Then emphasis is an oil seed, pulses, hybrids, vegetable production. Then quality control procedures and supply also work on quality control and seed supply. Then production of tissue culture plants like banana. So and the integrated scheme for oil seeds, pulse oil and palm and maize, National Seed Security Mission and National Horticulture Mission. Those are the helped by the National Seed Corporation, or we can say these are the integrated schemes of National Seed Corporation. Then functions of National Seed Corporation. So the functions of National Seed Corporations are seed research center, production of seeds, technical training to import technology, distribution of seeds, inspection to patronize the state seed corporation, contracts with other organizations, seed processing plants, appointment of dealers, then export of seeds, extension services, and provision of ancillary services. So ancillary services mean the supportive services which helps for a main seed production activity. So this was about the National Seed Corporation. So students, in today's lecture, this was our first lecture for seed. Thank you for watching this video. The remaining part of this we will discuss in next lecture.